Hello, my name is Cody Tipton. This is video 2 for our leadership course. We're talking about congruent and incongruent messaging and leaders. So today's video, think about a time when you witnessed or involved in a conversation where words and actions didn't align. Describe a situation and identify the specific nonverbal cues that contradicted or supported the verbal message. Explain how congruent or incongruent communication affected the outcome of the interaction. Well, I mean, you can say this about a lot of different situations. I'm just common in every leader of being congruent or incongruent. To me, I had I would call it incongruent leader when I was in the Navy. A chief of mine who, for instance, often would give us direction. Hey, you can get off on this time. At the end of the day, if you complete these tasks, and then we would go out and complete those tasks and come back, and you can just tell with his body language coming in that he's kind of closed off and not really acceptant to when you're talking to him. Kind of facing the other way, not really giving you his full attention and stuff like that. And then would often give us more stuff to do and make us stay longer for seemingly just kind of busy work. So for me, explain how the communication affected the outcome. So for me, it was a bad outcome, ineffective communication, giving us goals that are, unachievable, for instance. So the outcome for me wasn't very good. The morale wasn't very good at that time with that leader. And it showed in our work ethic and, what we did as a team. All right. So reflect on your own communication habits as a developing leader. How do you ensure our verbal communications line? I think this is pretty easy for me. Just be honest and genuine. Whatever you say, act on what you say. If you say, you give somebody a goal and they achieve that goal, give them that reward or that, whatever you promise them, if they achieve that goal. Have good body language, when you're saying have an open door policy or you're willing to talk to somebody, truly have that open door policy. And be acceptant when they're coming in to talk to you. Don't just kind of, look the other way or watch a TV screen or play on your phone while they're, having a conversation with you, and talking about that, situation or task, that's kind of disrespectful and puts off bad body language and, makes your message incongruent. So yeah, that was probably a big instance for me of incongruence that I saw in a leader. And it severely affected morale, and, the way we worked together, and the way we acted as a team. For instance, a few months before that, I had the complete opposite of a leader, a very congruent leader, someone who said, would act on their actions, whatever they said they would do. If they, said, hey, you do this, then you're going to get this raise, or if you do that, then I'm going to let you off at this time. And they went along with that. And they were enthusiastic about it. They were helpful, good body language, and those leaders, we were a better team with. We wanted to go to work every day and work for them. And, on the rare chance of, them not coming through with a message, we would often be accepting of it because they would always come through with their promises. So that also is a huge benefit of being a congruent leader. When things don't work out according to plan, which sometimes they often don't, is you don't have that bad morale or that second guessing of your people underneath you. If you're consistent with your messaging and follow through with what you say, then most of the time when things go awry, people aren't going to have a problem with it. All right, so that's my message on congruent and incongruent leaders. Hopefully you liked it. Thank you.